Today we'll be looking at Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. The need to be better than, more than, recognized for, far past any reasonable utility, that's ego. It's the sense of superiority and certainty that exceeds the bounds of confidence and talent. The performance artist Marina Abramovic puts it directly. If you start believing in your greatness, it is the death of your creativity. And therefore, the three parts that this book is organized into: aspire, success, failure. The aim of that structure is simple: to help you suppress ego early before bad habits take hold, to replace the temptations of ego with humility and discipline when we experience success, and to cultivate strength and fortitude so that when faith turns against you, you're not wrecked by failure. In short, it will help us be humble in our aspirations, gracious in our success, and resilient in our failures. We are also going to look at individuals like Howard Hughes, the Persian king Xerxes, John DeLorean, Alexander the Great, and at many cautionary tales of others who lose their grip on reality and in the process made it clear what a gamble ego can be. We'll look at the costly lessons they learned and the price they paid in misery and self-destruction. We'll look at how often even the most successful people vacillate between humility and ego and the problems this causes. When we remove ego, we're left with what is real and replaces ego as humility. Yes, but rock-hard humility and confidence, whereas ego is artificial. This type of confidence can hold weight. Ego is stolen. Confidence is earned. Ego is self-anointed. Its swagger is artifice. One is grinding yourself and other gaslighting. It's the difference between potent and poisonous. Talk. As Lao Tzu once said, those who know do not speak. Those who speak do not know. Whatever we seek to do in life, reality soon intrudes on our youthful idealism. This reality comes in many names and forms: incentives, commitments, recognition, and politics. In every case, they can quickly redirect us from doing to being, from earning to pretending. Ego aids in that deception every step of the way. It's why Boyd wanted young people to see that if we are not careful, we can easily find ourselves corrupted by the very occupation we wish to serve. How do you prevent derailment? Well, often we fall in love with an image of what success looks like. In Boyd's world, the number of stars on your shoulder or the nature of your appointment or its location could easily be confused as a proxy or real accomplishment. For other people, it's their job title, the business school they went to, the numbers of assistants they have, the location of their parking space, the grants they earn, their access to the CEO, the size of their paycheck, or the number of fans they have. Appearances are deceiving. Having authority is not the same as being an authority. Having the right and being right are not the same either. Being promoted doesn't necessarily mean you're doing good work, and it doesn't mean you're worthy of promotion. They call it failing upward in such bureaucracies. Impressing people is utterly different from being truly impressive. Greatness comes from humble beginnings. It comes from grunt work. It means you're the least important person in the room until you change that with the results. Success. Why is success so ephemeral? Ego shortens it. Whether a collapse is dramatic or a slow erosion, it's always possible and often unnecessary. We stop learning, we stop listening, and we lose our grasp on what matters. We become victims of ourselves and the competition. Sobriety, open-mindedness, organization, and purpose, these are the great stabilizer. They balance out the ego and pride that comes with achievement and recognition. About who caused John DeLorean's disintegration. There's also no question about who made it so much worse. The answer is him. He found himself in a hole and kept digging until he made it all the way to the opposite of heaven. If only he'd stopped. If at any point he'd said, Is this the true person I want to be? This chapter is Draw the Line. As Marcus Aurelius once said, it can ruin your life only if it ruins your character. Not to aspire or seek out of ego, to have success without ego, to push through failure with strength and not ego. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, there is something of a civil war going on within all of our lives. There is a recalcitrant south of our soul revolving against the north of our soul. And there is this continual struggle within the very structure of every individual life.